Okay, what's up everybody, it's your boy Redix Black and I'm back with another video. Joe Rogan got himself in hot water with the Twitter world again. This time it's for woke reasons. So he made some anti-cancel culture or anti-woke comments recently. I'm gonna play what he said, why everybody's losing their minds collectively on Twitter right now over. Let's play it.
Woke enough. That's the problem. It keeps going. It keeps
Right.
going further and further and further down the line. And if you get to the point where you capitulate, where you agree to all these demands, it'll eventually get to straight white men are not allowed to talk.
Right.
Because it's your privilege to express yourself when other people of color have been silent.
That's the one quote that everybody's talking about that has him trending right now. I'm just gonna say this up front. I'm not a culture war fan. I'm not a what's labeled now as woke. The insular version of wokeness, where you have a bunch of terms that are like thrown around. You have people who really want to feel like they're making a change, but they are coming off very jerkish. They like to really attack people for reasons that don't seem that big, or for comments that aren't that bad. And you have folks who you have some folks that say some horrible stuff, who've done some horrible stuff. I am okay. You go and check them as many times as you want. But when you go after people for like tiny reasons and tiny comments and minuscule things that really don't matter, then you have a problem. And Joe Rogan, he's not some just Nazi. This guy is considers himself a progressive. He's a really chill guy, a swayable guy. Like, he brings on people from all across the political spectrum. He's a comedian, and of course he's grown up and I'm not gonna say come of age, but his career was spent in a time period. Most of his career, a big chunk of it, was spent in a time period where it was acceptable to be a little bit more edgy, or things that will be considered edgy and sort of offensive today weren't at that time. And that's like 20 to 10 to even 6-7 years ago. Certain things were not seen as really offensive like that back then. You could get away with it. Even if it was kind of offensive, you could get away with it. But now everybody's watching you under a microscope. So in recent days, Joe has recent months, he's come under fire for some of his comments about COVID, because he's brought on a lot of people who are anti-lockdown, and he himself is really anti-lockdown. And it's fine if that's your position to be anti-lockdown, that's fine. But what's happened is, since everything turns into a culture war issue, so if you're mask wearing, lockdowns, everything, people in power have handled that poorly. So you have some states who go too extreme. You have other states who try to just send everybody just out into the earth. And there's some in between states who are kind of like, look, we'll get rid of this restriction as they give us new guidance, as the science shows. When they say follow the science, you have to actually follow the science. You can't get fully vaccinated and still want people to walk around with 3 masks on their face. So you really have to be consistent. And that's the type of guy Joe Rogan really is. And he's kind of fallen down the, I'm not going to say anti-mask, but anti-lockdown, not even anti-vax rabbit hole. But he's brought people on who have those sort of views, and who have some views of the whole pandemic overall that are outside of the mainstream, or that the mainstream would call conspiracy type or misinformation. So that's pretty much what he's kind of been like recently in these past few months. He's moved to Texas. He left California. A lot of people have left California, and LA specifically. There's a lot of LA just seems really congested. I've been to LA. There is a homelessness population, homelessness problem, not population, problem, and it is really congested. And it's really expensive to live there. And I just think some people are just not happy there anymore. The atmosphere might not be that happy. So he left. He's in Austin, Texas now, which is like the liberal hub of Texas. It's become like the LA of Texas, pretty much. So let me see what else he said.
It will be, you're not allowed to go outside because so many people were imprisoned for so many years. I mean, I'm not joking.
No, I know.
It really will get.
Now that's a bit extreme. We're not gonna ban white guys. White guys are not going to be banned or put into prisons. Now you might have some people who are just out there on the spectrum who might think that way, but that's not. First off, that's not realistic, and that's really, really egregious to think that way about anybody, whatever race you are. Because you have people who preach tolerance and then turn around and say this is banned. We don't like that. That's offensive. This is that. Don't say that. Don't clap. Don't do this. And it's just like, I get where they're coming from. Their heart may be in the best place. It might be in the right place, but it comes off bad. It does not come off likable at all, and it just doesn't sit well with a lot of people, especially folks who don't keep up with politics like that, or who are not really who are not trying to like get in the weeds of everything, and who are not on Twitter all the time, who aren't online. It comes off across as like you're crazy, like. And so and who is this guy right here? Dan Noodles, thanks for posting the video, but let me read what he says. Who could have seen this coming? Joe Rogan shares that he's terrified of cancel culture, saying you could never be. Okay, he just quoted. Okay, anyway. Joe, I'm so sorry. Twitter's going to beat you up for the night.
Yeah, it's that crazy. You know, we just got to be nice to each other, man. And
see,
there's a lot of.
That's where Joe Rogan's mindset is. I mean, look, Joe has said some sort of offensive things before, or things that would have been seen as offensive, but he's not. Joe Rogan is not a malicious guy. Like, he doesn't have malicious intent. He's just like a dude that just likes learning things. That's the best way I can describe him. He's like the dude bro type who likes steaks and comedy and fighting. And that's just the type of guy he is. And he's okay with bringing on people of all any type of people, just the interesting things that he finds interesting, and he will talk about it with his guests, and that's the type of guy Joe Rogan is. But he gets lumped in to people who are who have malicious intent, or who people who are woke types, who they may see as like not good faith actors. That's what it is. A good faith actor, or bad faith actor. Joe Rogan is a good faith actor, but he has been I'm not gonna call him a victim, but he's been on the receiving end of the hostility from those who get offended by a lot of things, or those who are trying to make social progression or push social progression, but they're going about it in a very like, not necessarily extreme, but it's just an extra way. They're being very extra about it, and you don't really need to be that extra. There are problems out there that need to be addressed, and that need to be addressed in a serious manner. Yelling and trying to cancel everybody is not serious. You're being very unserious, and you're wasting your time. But real issues can be dealt with and talked about, and Joe Rogan will talk about them. He'll have somebody on and they will discuss it. But you have folks who are they're just insular. That's the best way I can describe it. They're insular. They're kind of in their own bubble, and they try to put that bubble on everybody else, and it just comes off wrong. But it's a complicated issue. It's not just cut and dry, black and white. It's a lot of gray area. I don't like talking about cancel culture that much. I don't like cancel culture. The wokeness is cringe to me now, or what's considered wokeness, the mainstream version of wokeness, is cringe to me. Being intellectually woke and actually knowing things, that's different. But when you're just that is what I'm talking about. That's the stuff that I'm just like, yeah, I can't deal with it. I don't know. I can't. So yeah. What do you guys think about this? Joe Rogan, man, yeah. So yeah, what do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section below. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, like, comment, subscribe, like, whenever do it, however do it, wherever do it, just do it. It's your boy Red X Black, and I'm out. Peace.